Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing amazing well. I'm Marco from M-Design Studio. In this video, I'll be covering how to route your first piece of analog gear or hardware. In this case, we're trying to do simple things. So we want to route your interface with your hardware. In this case, an equalizer. It will be the same for the stereo compressor, and yeah, this is the stereo unit. So the routing, let's say it's a bit complicated, but again, I'll try to do this as simple as possible and as understandable as possible. This is the simplest tutorial you have online. So let's discuss the general idea. The general idea is that we want to go from our DAW to the interface, to the hardware, back into the interface, and then back into our DAW. That's the routing. 5 steps. Now, compatible interfaces. In this case, we're going to use the Incompatible Zen Quadro. Now we need to discuss the interface that's not really compatible. In this case, we have the Fluid Audio Connect 6. Now, the reason this interface, by the way, it's an amazing interface, and the reason it's not really compatible is because you have a single pair of outputs here. These outputs are reserved for your monitors, and you can't really use them to route your hardware, because the things are very different. You'll be seeing this video. Now, an interface that's compatible, and this is an affordable interface, many of you know about it, is the Focusrite Scarlett 18 i16. The reason being is because it has a lot of inputs and you also have a lot of outputs here. You can use them to route your hardware. But in this case, we're going to use Incompatible Zen Quadro. That interface is just amazing and it's an incredible sounding one. So let me just move this over here. Now, in terms of cables, you need 4 cables because this is a stereo unit. For mono units, you will need only 2 cables, one for the input, one for the output. You need 4 cables, XLR, TRS. You also see here on the video which cables I'm using. Now, in terms of physical routing, let's go very slow with this so you understand what I'm talking about. So, we're going from our interface. We have the line outputs 1 and 2 on our interface. We're going out of the interface and then into the input of the hardware, in this case our PEQ core by Betamaker. So we sorted the output from the interface into the input of the hardware. So you're sending the signal from the interface into the hardware. Now the thing is that you need to send the same signal from the hardware back into the interface. So we're going to use the outputs on the hardware, XLR cables, back into the interface on the inputs. So again, we're going for the outputs on the hardware into the inputs on the interface. Zen Quadro, you're seeing from the video what I'm doing. Now the easiest part is done. We have the hardware connection secured. Make sure the cables clicked well, because that XLR side that you're putting into the hardware should click and it shouldn't move at all. There's some safety features, so make sure it's connected very well and it sits tight. After this physical routing, what you can do is you can test if this specific hardware works. Of course, the routing we did is only for the signal flow. You also have a specific cable to turn the electricity to actually for this unit to work. And you also have the USB control, which I'm also going to show in this video. And this is for this specific unit. So when you turn on the PEQ core, you should see the LEDs coming on. This means that the hardware is working. You don't have to do this step. I'm just informing you that you can also test if the hardware actually works. And yeah, that's basically it. So in terms of software routing, this is where I believe all of the nightmares begin for you if you're doing this for the first time, because I understand it's confusing, but again, it's not as complicated. Depending on the interface and the company you're using, the control panel will be different. So this, what is control panel? This is where you do all the routing besides the physical routing you're doing with your interface or with the hardware. So this is where we're going to tell our interface what to do, which signal to send where, so we also don't end up in some feedbacks and some loops and something that's not what we want to have. In this case, I'm using the Zen Quadro's control panel by Incompatible, and this is how the routing works. This is all set up. So this is everything that works, so I'll explain how I made this up. So first of all, I'm setting the signal that I'm going to send from my interface. This is this USB play 1 and play 2. This is the line output 1 and 2. So the way you set this in Entelope, you can go here, you have USB play 1, and then you can select the channel. USB play 1 and 2, again, these are the LAN outputs on the Zen Quadro. Now I'm in my monitoring section, and the reason I'm lowering them down completely is so we don't get that feedback and that loop that really sounds like a noise and you won't get a good sounding signal. The reason I'm panning them to the left and to the right, again, we're forming a stereo field. This is a stereo unit. One channel is for the left, the second channel is for the right. This is why I told you to make sure you route everything properly, so you know which cable is where. We have the preamp 3 and preamp 4. This is for our inputs on the interface. So this is the signal we're sending from the hardware to the interface. We're using the preamp 3 and 4. Preamp 1, you can ignore this. This is for my microphone, as you can see here from the screen. So completely ignore this. We have the 3 and 4. This is for our monitors. So this is the second pair of outputs, those outputs for the monitors, so we can hear what we're working with. And you don't hear like feedbacks and something. This is what we want to have the level in this monitoring section, because we're monitoring this signal. And the same case, we're panning this, so we have the left and we have the right channel. I believe this is completely understandable. Now we have the line out. Before I show you what I did here, notice when I switch from monitor to line out, what changes? As you can see here, these faders change. So in the line output, and this is basically unprofessional way to think about things, but it's a bit logical, especially if it's your first time. So here we have the USB play 1 and 2. These are the line outputs from the interface. We want to hear this, we want this to be audible in the line out, because you're sending this signal from the interface to your hardware. I'm raising the level of this and I'm keeping depending on the left and the right, again, because we have two channels. USB 3 and 4 is for our monitors. Now you don't want any level on this page. So line out, you don't want any level here, because you'll be creating the feedback and you'll be hearing double, you'll be hearing noises, and you can potentially damage your gear, monitors, and also the hardware. So make sure this level is down. Preamp 3 and 4 stays on 0 on both monitor and line out section. Now we're here on the line out level. Don't start with 0 decibels. If you start with 0 decibels, that might be okay, but it can potentially damage your gear, especially if you route something incorrectly. My advice is to start from very low values. Let's go with -30, -20, -10, and then 0. Try out which level works for you, and as you can see here, I can set the line level for both left and right channels, and these are the inputs on the interface that you're seeing from the screen. This is very important to remember. So that's the software routing we have within the Zen Quadro. Again, if you have any questions about this, feel free to let me know down in the comments. If I didn't explain something good, let me know. I'll be down to explain this even further, but I believe this explanation is very logical. Once you routed all of this, this is not it. You need to also set up your DAW. Now, depending on the DAW you're using. I'm using Magic Sequoia, DAW meant for mastering. You may be using Pro Tools, Ableton, FL Studio, Studio One, Reaper, I don't know what kind of interface you use. In this case, I'm using Sequoia. In Sequoia, I can go here to project properties, I have the project options, and then I can go to system options. Here, I have the engine mode. Now I set this to a hybrid engine, because analog gear won't work on any other than the hybrid engine, because this is a hybrid studio I have. Analog gear plus software. This is what I set up. Now I don't know if your DAW has this, but make sure to check out. In terms of bit depth, this gear works in 24-bit. I'm keeping 24-bit here. You can go with 32, but again 24 is the operating bit depth for this kind of gear. Now how do you insert this hardware as a plugin in your project? We have a track here, and the thing is extremely simple. Let me just remove some things so you don't get confused. I need to have this on. So we have the external effect here. Now in your DAW, in Ableton and other DAWs, it will be INO plugin or something like this. When I click here on insert, I have the external effect. Now, when I open this, I will get a window like this. You have the send device, you have the return device. Send device is the signal you're sending from the interface to your hardware, and the return device is sending from the hardware back into the interface. You can rename this as I did rename here, so I know for sure and I don't mistake something. So the 1 and 2 is the PQ send, so from the interface to the PQ, and I have the 3 and 4 on the out from the Zen Quadro. This is for the monitors. Now on the return device, I have the 1 and 2, which I'm not using for anything, and I have the 3 and 4, which is the return. So from the PQ core to the interface. Now when you have this set correctly, by default this return level will be set to off. This is completely okay, so don't damage the gear and don't immediately slap this to 0. Go very slow, play the signal and see if you have any signal there, and also monitor how your gear reacts. Every time I record videos, someone interrupts me with a call. So we were at the return level, so bring this slowly up and notice how the gear reacts. Also watch the gear. Watch how the meters react, if you have any feedback, anything. If you have any feedback or something is not routed correctly. Now, the thing is latency. This is the main thing, because it takes some time to get the signal from the Zen Quadro all the way here to the hardware. That's the fact, and we have to deal with this. So the best way to deal with this, depending on your DAW, you have this latency compensation, auto detect. Now when you click here on auto detect, by the way, first lower the monitor value. Lower so you don't damage the speakers by a sudden peak or something. Click here on auto detect or ping or something, some settings will be within this specific plugin you have within your DAW. This will send a quick signal to the whole loop you created and then back into your DAW to determine what kind of latency compensation it needs to add in order to make sure that everything of this works and you don't have any unwanted latency. Once you do this, you're technically done. Everything works. If you hear the signal coming, if you don't have any nasty latency, if everything sounds good, you can now work with your gear. Now you can go back to the control panel, you can raise the line out level to 0, lower, determine what kind of signal and how much of a signal you want there. You can basically calibrate your gear depending on how it sounds. Now for the PQ core, because it doesn't have any controls on the front panel, you have a dedicated plugin. This is why I connected that USB to my computer. You can load the plugin as any other plugin you have, and then you can control everything from here. Now a quick tip, and a mistake I see constantly people make with this kind of software and hardware connection: when they bypass the effect, they go for this general bypass. Now this won't bypass the effect. You go for disengage. When you click here on disengage, you'll be hearing a quick relay on your hardware. When you disengage, the hardware will turn off. So that's the thing to remember. So now let's do some quick tests of the PQ core, and so you also hear some nice coloration this unit does. So this video might be a bit longer than expected, but I tried to visualize this and to explain this in the simple possible terms, like to a total beginner. So I hope you find this video useful. Let me know if you want more videos like this, and I can do some, let's say, a bit more advanced settings and advanced routing with patch base and all this cool gear I have in the studio and that I'm about to get. So thank you very much for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe. This helps me grow this channel because this channel is still small. We're new on YouTube. Help us out. See you in another video. Take care.